Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to one and all. Dear students, in this video we are going to learn something about law of conservation of momentum. So before that, you have already known that momentum is nothing but the impact which is created by the product of mass and velocity of an object. As we have already discussed about this thing. To understand this concept, let me ask two questions. See, when a car and a bike gets accidents, the damage is more. Am I right or wrong? More or less? Definitely it is more to the bike. But same thing when a satellite hits with another satellite, the damage is very less. Why? Yes, you are right. Due to low gravitational force on the, you can say, sky. So gravitational force is the impact here which is connected with the momentum. That's what law of conservation of momentum says. That to learn this thing, let me give an example. Let us consider an object, two objects, system of objects. So this is m1 and this is m2, which is moving with a initial velocity. That is, initial velocity can be given as u1 here. For this, we call it as u2. Let us keep a name of this object as a and b. So both are moving with an initial velocity. That is, its momentum will be m1 u1 and this momentum will be m2 u2. No doubt about it. So this is the momentum status. Momentum of system of object. System of object means, or system of bodies. It means both the two objects have this momentum while it is moving. What happened? Let us imagine u1 is moving with more velocity than u2. What happens? u1 is moving very fast with u2. This object will collide with this, a will collide with b at a particular point. Am I right or wrong? So what happened when it collides? When it collision, that is at collision, this ball a will give a force on b and this ball b will give a force on a. So that force has been written as fa and this force has been written as fb. So the force acting on the ball a is fa, the force acting on the ball b is fb. It will take at a particular time t seconds. Okay, this is time. After that, due to the impact of the force, the velocity will change by this ball as well as this ball. What happened? After that, both this object are moving in their own direction, but the velocity will be v1 and velocity will be v2. What will be its mass? m1, its mass is m2. So what is this momentum? So m1 v1 and m2 v2 is the momentum after collision. Hope you understood. So what this law says means, it explains that momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision between these objects. So even it hits, but there is no any change in momentum as before as and after the collision. Can you believe it? Yes, we can explain it. How? See, the force acting here, the force acting on ball b due to a and the force acting on ball a due to b can be calculated such that we can check the momentum status. First, initially, the force acting on ball b due to a. How we can calculate force? Already we know force is nothing but m into v minus u divided by t. This is what we got in Newton's second law. So based on that, so F1 can be calculated as, see, we are calculating A, force on ball B, force acting on B due to A. So F1 you can call it as ball B, M2 V2 minus U2 divided by T, because the force acting on ball B due to A. So we had to calculate the momentum on ball B here. That momentum, change in momentum, is directly proportional to force. That's why we are calling it as force acting on ball B. Similarly, the force acting on A here, the force acting on A due to ball B, okay, due to ball B. How we can calculate? F2 is equivalent to, here ball A has a mass of m1 and its velocity is v1. So m1 v1 minus u1, initial velocity, divided by t. Hope you understand F1 and F2. Now we have calculated the forces on ball A and ball B according to Newton's second law. According to Newton's third law of Newton. What we can say, for every action there is always an equal but opposite in reaction. So F1 will be equivalent to minus F2. So on substituting here, we can call it as M2 V2 minus U2 divided by T is equivalent to minus of M1 V1 minus U1 by T. So this T and this T gets cancelled. What we will get? M2 V2 plus into minus minus M2 U2 will be equivalent to minus of M1 V1 minus into minus here plus M1 U1. So I am bringing all V one side. So when this minus comes here, it will become M1 V1 plus M2 V2. Here M1 U1 is already here. When this minus comes here, it becomes M2 U2. See, this is what the law says, that this is the momentum after collision. This is momentum before collision. So momentum before collision is definitely equal after, that is momentum after collision. It means that there is no any change at all in their momentum on only one condition: if there is no external force. There is no external force. This is the logic which says that, suppose we are in moon, the gravity is very low, so no external force, so momentum between the object will remain same. I mean to say, if two objects are colliding in moon, the damage is very less because there is no external force, that is, the gravity is very low. Suppose in earth and two objects are colliding, that is a bike and a car, what happens? Some gravitational force, gravity acts on both the object. That's why the damage is very more. So the damage caused is due to the gravity, that is the external force acting on the object. If there is no external object, definitely there is no change in momentum. What Newton, what is that? What the law of conservation of momentum says, that there is no change in momentum. There is no change in momentum of system of objects, when there is no external force acting on them. So all the damage is caused only due to the external force acting on the object. Hope you understand this one. And thus M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 M2 U2 is very important in calculating the numerical problems. Thank you.